Hey guys, Spam for Derp Sheep here. This is a second part video from this book, Storm in New Pack. I'll be reading chapter 2, as I promised from part 1. And you can go ahead and read it if you want, but I seriously recommend listening to my voice. And just like first video, if you like this series, go ahead and leave a like, and if you haven't already, go subscribe, and I'll be making more. So, let's begin. Storm was wandering through his forest as he was looking for some kind of trace of a different wolf. So the dark forest was full of ash and smoke, so it was kind of easy for Storm to be hiding because he was kind of darkish colored, mostly. And yeah, so he was looking around the dark forest for any kind of wolf track or some kind of trace of a wolf being there. He didn't see any. He was confused. He asked to himself, was Blizzard lying? I don't see any wolves besides that one I met earlier. He probably wasn't from the new pack. And then he questioned himself yet again. Well, not yet again, he just questioned himself. Is Blood Pack a rogue pack? And while he was sitting there asking questions about what was going on, a wolf snuck behind him and knocked Storm out. Later, Storm woke up, not knowing where he was. He felt as if he was paralyzed to the ground. The Alpha looked at him and said, "What is this rogue doing in our territory?" Storm looked pretty angry. He was annoyed at the names he was being called. Other wolves were just talking in the background, asking questions like, "What's this rogue doing here?" And I don't know where he came from, but he looks familiar. They were all questioning each other, just how Storm was earlier. And the Alpha asked, "What is your name?" Storm tried to speak, but as he was paralyzed, he couldn't say anything. The Alpha nodded his head at a wolf behind him. He did something, but it released Storm from his paralyzation. It took away a lot of his energy, so he couldn't move from the ground. And then the Alpha asked, "What is your name?" And Storm answered with, a name you don't know." The Alpha looked angry. He smacked Storm. He asked again, "What is your name?" Storm didn't want to answer, so he made up a fake name. He said, "Blueberry." For some reason, the Alpha believed him and said, "Get Blueberry tied to a tree. I don't want to see his face." So 2 wolves picked Storm up and tied him to a tree. He was left there for the night. And wait for chapter 2. Well, chapter 3. That was the end of this chapter. You can go ahead and take your time to read, like, the last sentence. So, yeah. Like I said before, if you want to see more of this series, go ahead, give it a like. If you haven't already, go subscribe, and that'll be it. Bye!